Thank you so much for joining us on Straight Outta Savannah with my guest, April Monique. I'm super excited that she's here. I've been wanting to talk to this young lady for a minute, and I'm so grateful that she has joined us. So, April, share with the people who you are and what it is that you do.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here with you. I know it's been a while since we've been talking about doing this, so I'm so happy that it worked out. So, I am an embodiment coach. I just changed my title, so it's not coming out yet. But I've been working with people and helping them really get into their bodies and out of their head for years through embodiment work, energy healing, inner healing. And I just in the last year have been really doing this really deep dive within myself to do even more deeper healing. Of course, I'm someone who's always been a healer. Like since I was a kid, I've always been interested in personal development, inner healing, growth, stuff like that. So it just came about last year that I realized how much I was helping people in my work to be more visible through really getting in their body and healing these old wounds of visibility that were keeping them stuck, keeping them from up leveling, and how deeply the embodiment coaching and embodiment healing is helping people. So, that is what I do now, and I've been really enjoying moving into that. Just this feeling of helping people open up their capacity for more healing, more self healing, more visibility, more growth, and moving into next levels without all of the extra added conflict, inner conflict. We always have the inner conflict, but
Yes,
finding our way out of it in a more easeful and flowy kind of approach is where I'm at right now. Yeah.
that is so powerful. What
Thank you.
brought you to the place where you decided that it was time to change your title?
Yeah, so in October of 2020, I was extremely burnout, like living in cycles of burnout. And up until that point, I had been working as a counselor and coach, doing psychotherapy, life coaching, and counseling of all kinds. And so when I realized that, I closed my practice and decided to take a little break. Well, that break turned into this really huge journey of me finding my way into a sabbatical that was totally unintended, but I took 6 months last year just to heal and restore and rejuvenate. And through that, I did a lot of self healing. And anyone who's ever been burned out or lived in those cycles of burnout, as a lot of us have, you know that when you step out of that and you're able to
Mhm.
stop being in that hustle and in that like that pushing up against yourself constantly,
Yes,
that you
yes.
can find your flow. And so when I was able to slow down and not be so driven by my schedule or by income or by anything really, just like letting my body run the show,
Mm-hmm.
it completely transformed my life. And then I started looking back at all the work I had been doing for the last 10, 20 years, and it was very similar. I just couldn't see it when I was so in it and burnt out. And
Mm-hmm.
so as I went through these last probably about 6 months, like in the fall, I started really coming out of this sabbatical time and getting more connected to my just like what I would call like my genius or my place of just naturally flowing in my work. And so as I've been doing that, it's become more and more clear what I actually do rather than trying to make myself fit into a box, just letting the box create itself around me.
Yes.
And it becomes more of a embodied approach to business so that we're not so, or I'm not so caught up in this like, what's my title? What am I doing? Who am I serving? But just letting that come out of me. And so as I'm doing that, I have changed my title twice in the last 6 months. And this like feels so like once you kind of getting away from your question, but one of the things that really is interesting to me that I've always talked about is once you take action, more clarity comes. And then the
Yes.
the next action. So that's what happened with my title is like once I really stepped into
Mm-hmm.
that, like I'm doing visibility coaching, that's really like clear to me. And then it was like this next level of visibility coaching is really stepping into the embodiment of it. And so it found me, really. The title, I just feel like, finds me. So,
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes, yes. Because when you're in the place that you're supposed to be, and I
Mm-hmm.
keep hearing this song as you were talking. I heard this song coming through about finding my place in this world. Remember that
Yes.
song?
Yes.
Something
Yep.
about
If I could sing, I'd sing it.
right. If I can remember the words, all I can remember is finding my place in this world,
Yes.
my place in this
Mm-hmm.
world. And that was kind of what I was hearing when you were talking. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that is so powerful. Because the
Mm-hmm.
thing is I really believe that it's not like a minute that we find
Yeah.
that. Like it's a
Yeah.
journey and it takes us time, and it may, I don't even want to say time, but it takes us getting into that place of flow, so that we
Mm-hmm.
can find our place in this world. And I'm so
Yeah.
excited to watch you,
Thank you.
as you step into
Yeah.
this embodiment coaching. That is like amazing,
Mm-hmm.
amazing, because so
Thank
many
you.
people need that,
Yeah.
and you have what they need.
Yeah. I hope so. And I feel like we get so caught up in the chaos and the clutter of
Yes.
life.
Hmm.
And when we can really like step into ourselves and embody our truth and embody
Yes.
our healing and get out of our head, like how powerful that is to all of this chaos and clutter that just kind of starts to fall away. It's not, no longer are we like stuck in it.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. See, and that is so perfect because there are so many people that are stuck. And I love to use this term, stuck in the matrix.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people that are still stuck in the matrix, and it's like, you just going, 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 going,
Yeah.
and there's never any flow, and
Yeah.
there's never, and to me, it just gets toxic. So,
Mm-hmm.
how do you deal with people when they are at that place, coming, say they're coming out of the matrix and they want to
Mm-hmm.
work with you to,
Yeah.
you know, get into that place of embodiment? What
Mm-hmm.
what is it that you say to those people?
Yeah. So one thing is to um, like we gotta pull it way back,
Mm-hmm.
simplicity, like make it super simple. And so I always start people with literally breathing and drinking water. And some people like that is not a part of their life, which is always interesting to me. Like they don't even think about if they're breathing or how much water they're drinking or not
Yes.
drinking.
Yes.
And I started doing that when I was a counselor because I realized a lot of our mental health, like a lot of the issues we're having is started because we're literally not breathing, sleeping, or drinking water.
Yes.
And so, of course, our bodies and our nervous system are all out of whack and just not able to function properly. And then we start having other issues, physical, mental health. And so, I always make sure that people are slowing down. And if they need to start at that most simplistic place, they might come, feeling like that's too simple. But always, once we pull the layers back, if that's something that they're not already doing, then that's where we start. And I started last year using a new modality called body breath dance meditation. And so that's been really helpful to help people, um, especially if they're not used to healing,
Mm-hmm.
self healing or inner healing work. But even if they are, like, they've been doing this work for years, it just helps all kinds of people slow down and, like, get out of their head. Because in this movement practice, we are really allowing our body to flow and
Mm-hmm.
working on this self trust. And that's not how we typically live or run our business, is just being in
Right.
the flow of just whatever our body wants to do and the natural movement, and breathing into our body and letting the thoughts just flow as they do, but not holding on
Yes.
to them,
Yes.
and just moving through life with that flow. that ease, that natural,
Yeah.
allowing the emotions to come up if they need to, giving time for that. And so that's really where I start people is with getting out of their head and into their body in some kind of somatic kind of embodiment practice. Yeah.
That's what's up. Because the thing is I think people don't always realize that they need that. That's what
Yeah.
I'm finding. It's like, you know, because typically people don't breathe. They just,
Yeah.
it's like you stop breathing, and
Yeah. You don't even realize.
you don't
Yeah.
realize, and you're right. We don't drink enough water. That's one of the things that I actually started myself, is just like paying attention to, how much water I'm drinking and am I drinking enough?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that for me, I noticed that if I'm not drinking enough, it causes me to have like pain in my foot, which is really weird,
Yes.
right?
Empowering to have that knowledge, to have that clarity to connect with the alignment of what's going on in your body when you're not
Yeah.
drinking water. Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yes.
actually get a pain right here when I'm not
Mm-hmm.
drinking enough water and then I drink just a little or I exercise. I can feel it in my body. So I think when we slow down, we can start to feel the messages our body's giving us that
Yes.
we need to take action on.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's wild how simple that can be, just like you said.
Mhm.
The simplicity of
Mhm.
it. It's like, yeah, so like I'm having this issue, and my cousin actually brought it to my attention years ago. She said, I was having a headache. She said, "Are you drinking enough water?" And I was like, wow, I never thought about that. And I did drink some water
Mm.
and my headache went away.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a person that typically has them. I used to have them during like cycle time and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and but not regularly. I never was like a person that had migraines or anything like that. But I,
Sure.
every now and again, you have a headache. And so now I just make sure that I'm drinking enough water,
Mhm.
because I'd rather drink water than, take a Tylenol or whatever, right? So
Exactly. Yeah,
so
exactly. It's so powerful and we don't even realize it.
we don't even know.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself going in the future? Like
Mhm.
when you look at your life and your business,
Mhm.
because one thing I want to say is that there is no business without life. And so many people are so
Yeah.
focused on business, but
Mhm.
we have to integrate all of it.
Yeah.
We have to focus on our life as well, because there's no business, there's no life.
Mhm.
So,
Exactly.
what do you see for yourself
Yeah.
going down, say
Yeah.
5 years from now?
Mhm. So this is very interesting that you're asking this today. So 2 years ago, maybe even a year ago, I would have been like, girl, I have no idea, and probably burst into tears. And I was just thinking about this. Actually, I was deeply in journaling about this morning. But just over the past 6 months, I've realized that that became really a coping strategy for me to stay out of that, like letting myself down or dreaming big. Like I could dream big, but I wasn't really seeing like how to get there, so I stopped dreaming, or I started feeling like it was taking too much time because I was in cycles of burnout and working in, like, honestly just like um, doing my business from a place of trauma response in many ways. And so now that I've gone through all of this like clarity seeking and
Mm-hmm.
deeper healing and growth with it, I just feel like I see myself like leading, mentoring more, guiding people through a modality that's just super simple but full of ease and flow, bringing people into their flow so that I can live in that. Because I think that for so long I was working in my business in a way that just didn't nourish me or my life. I never felt like my business, like, I always felt like it was an extension of me, but now I really feel like it's an extension of me. Like, it's a whole different kind of feeling. And so I
Yes.
just feel like I'm going to keep growing in that. And in 5 or 10 years, I just see myself not feeling um, well, feeling more free in the areas that I live. Like right now, I feel a little like tied to the Midwest, and I don't flourish. Like I noticed since I moved from from like the Gulf Coast, like my skin is different, my body's different, like the way I interact with the air and the world, like nature is different. And so I see myself back in the Gulf Coast area, just like maybe a little more nomadic and guiding people to just go with their flow as I'm doing it as like a mentor kind of way, just kind of living my
Mm-hmm.
life through my business. And I really don't know what that's going to look like in 5 years, but I feel like it's going to be big and it's going to be really like freedom centered, if
Yes,
that makes sense.
that makes perfect sense. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
we we are on similar missions. I the same. It's like I
Yeah.
know that that's where I got to do. You know, I've got to get there because I feel it so strongly in my bones. You know, and I've been
Yeah.
just really, actually I had a conversation with my husband last night. I said, listen, um, we gonna have to find another place to be in the winter here. I said,
Yeah.
because I am struggling in this place in the winter with
Mm-hmm.
this cold and and that snow last 2 weeks ago or whatever, that just was like, I
Yeah.
couldn't even get out of my house, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then I said, I said, and I'm struggling in some areas. I said, so I'm, wintertime, we got to find some place tropical or some place
Yeah.
that's not so dismal and depressing looking. I said, because I really believe that my mental health suffers because of that kind of stuff. And so, and I
Mm-hmm.
think it's, I really feel like it's as I've gotten older, because I
Yeah.
lived here in my 20s and it wasn't that bad,
Mm-hmm.
but this time it's like, oh my God, I need some sun, and not 2 hours worth. And, and I need
Mm-hmm.
warm and I need to be able to go get my toes done because I can
Oh
actually wear
yeah.
my feet out, and I'm struggling in those areas. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm at a place where I am, really, really getting to that place of flow, like we were talking
Mm-hmm.
about earlier, just
Yeah.
really, stepping into that place because I feel it so strongly, like it's coming, or
Mm-hmm.
no, not even going to say that. Like it's here. It's
Yes.
here.
Yes. I feel
So,
that.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, it's here because I was actually listening to Stephanie Sinclair on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And she talks about manifesting on this channel that she has. And it's a new channel. So, but anyway, she was talking about manifesting and she was talking about how, the difference between people when they say manifesting, they say, oh, I'm going to get whatever, whatever. And she said, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
And, we all know this, but the way she
Yeah.
put it, she was like, no, you're already there. She said, and you have to live from that place. Not like you're going there, you're going to get there, it's coming, or, your millions are coming.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're here. You already have them. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay. And that actually did something to me, even though it's not new. We've heard it
Yep.
before many, many times.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to Neville Goddard as well. He's one of my favorites. I like Florence Scovel Shant. I like them
Yeah.
people. I listen to
Mm-hmm.
Abraham Hicks. I like all that. Love all of it.
Yeah.
And it's not new, but it's something about the way she said it. Or it could be that I was
Mm-hmm.
ready to receive it in this way.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Like, before we got on the recording, we were talking about the shift that kind of collectively is happening. And it feels like so many people on on a collective kind of mission are stepping deeper into their own alignment, their own awareness and awakening. And those of us who have been doing this work for quite a while, like for us to be able to see, like that's part of when you ask that question about where do I see myself in 5 years, I feel like I can more embody that and feel that than I could
Mm-hmm.
before in the same kind of way. Like I didn't, I knew what manifesting was. I knew how to manifest,
Yes.
but I could see how things were manifesting as I did the things that I was doing to manifest, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
not happening.
Right.
But but now it just feels more like you said, like it just feels different.
Hmm.
Like when I hear you say that, it feels so like, yeah, of course, but were we doing that?
Right.
No.
Exactly.
But I hear that and
Hmm.
I agree. Like I think that it's just like something's opened up in the energy of the world to be able to see that in a new and deeper way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. And I also see that now when I found out my human design, that also was a game changer.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I was just thinking about human design. I was like, should I bring that up? And then you said it. So that's
We are
perfect.
totally aligned.
Yes. So when I was talking about like being, I don't know what I would call it, but I guess like a mentor, a guide,
Hmm.
that's a part of my human design. So I'm a 3/5, and what
Hmm.
I know about human design, and I'm a manifesting generator.
Oh, yes.
And I'm just learning. I never knew what this meant until like a week ago, that I'm. And somebody listening might be a expert, and I totally could be wrong. But what it means to me in this moment is I'm a specific, or is it specific, or oh, I can't remember what it's called, but specific or non-specific, where it's like the way that you manifest has to be
Hmm.
very specific. I never knew that. So I was always like, I don't want to be specific. And apparently that's what I need, is to be super specific about the way that I manifest things and detail oriented. And I was like pulling myself away from that because of fear and coping and whatever was happening, living in this burnout. And so then looking at the 3/5, that is someone who is meant to, from what my understanding, I'm not an expert, but my understanding is that I'm meant to like live my life and learn my lessons and then guide others through it so that it isn't as hard for others. So I'm literally meant to live my life and share that with people.
So you're a
And
way shower.
yeah,
Hmm.
I feel like that. And
Yeah.
so like as I got more clear on that, I mean, I've known about my human design for years, but it never really fully clicked, I think, until I
Hmm.
started feeling rested. Not
Yes,
so
because now you,
exhausted and
yeah,
yeah,
because you can think about it because you're not
exactly.
so busy, 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 busy.
Mhm.
And that's one of the things also that I've been doing myself. It's like I
Yeah.
feel like I'm cleaning out my closet, cleaning out the
Yeah.
clutter, getting rid of,
Mhm.
stuff that just needs to go. And not
Mhm.
only just physically, but I mean inside, just cleaning
Yeah.
out the closet. And
Yeah.
that human design, that is something I'm actually just starting to understand. Actually, I did a deep dive with Alice on mine because I was like, I don't know what this is about. I'm a reflector.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
So,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
so, I always knew I was a unicorn, but just didn't know that that was really true. It's
Yes.
like 1% of the planet,
Yeah,
and
I
I
don't
was
know
like,
much about reflectors.
1%. That's why.
That's why.
But Michael Jackson was a reflector. Sandra Bullock is a reflector. So I feel in good
Ah,
company.
yeah. Oh, that's so
But
powerful.
it's something, and I was like, okay. And so I had to understand because I was like, I know that this is a part of something I'm supposed to know that will help
Hmm.
me, further on in not only in business, but my life, but it
Yeah.
also will make me understand, because I couldn't understand. Like sometimes I would have these overwhelming desires to rest and sleep. But
Mm-hmm.
then there are times where I'm team no sleep. Like last week, there were
Yeah.
about 3 days. I think I slept 2 hours each night.
Wow.
And it wasn't on purpose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was team no sleep, so I was like, okay, what is going on? One night I just got up and started just writing and, just working. And I was like, that's what I'm gonna do right now. But then,
Mm-hmm.
of course, the next day I was exhausted. So I was like, what in the world is this about? And so I started really
Oh.
diving into these things. And so as I did, I was like, okay, because the one thing about the design that I have there said, I'm supposed to wait a lunar cycle in order to make major decisions. And so I
Oh,
was like,
wow.
okay, well, I kind of sort of understood because I kind of am really slow about making major decisions. And I never
Yeah.
really realized why. It was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I just, because I kind of like, okay, wait, no, let me think about this thing right now. I'm not going to do this today and blah, 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 kind of like when you go to buy a car and they try to just bully you into getting the thing right that second, and you might need to
Yes.
wait, and you might need to look, and you might need to see,
Mm-hmm.
it might not really be what you want, things like that. It might not be what you can afford, all kinds of things. And
Yeah.
so I thought about that, and I was like, okay, now I can see. So it's like I can see over my life, things that occurred that were because of this is how I'm designed. And so now I
I love
recognize and I
that.
realize, you know, I got to get rest. I'm not a person that can work, 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 work. I got to, do
Mm-hmm.
work and then stop and go do something
Yeah.
else, get my mind off it, or listen to some music or watch a movie or whatever. And I realized that about myself. And so
That's
it kind of
so
has
powerful.
helped, right? Right.
Yeah.
And I know that the work that you do, I believe that your design is really like set you up for that,
Mm-hmm.
because even the mentoring, that's what you're supposed to do. That
Yeah.
is who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so
Yeah.
excited just to see that you have gotten here, and that you
Thank you.
received that part for yourself. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's who you are,
Yeah.
and I
I
say that because
appreciate
I
that.
seen it when I
Mm-hmm.
first met you. I seen that. I was like,
Oh,
mm.
thank you.
You're
Yeah, it's been
welcome.
interesting. I felt that, but it's like you have to get out of your own way.
Yeah,
And
because you got to say, who
I
am I?
started, yeah, exactly. And so I think like through all of the healing modalities and different jobs, I mean, I've had so many, my resume is so long because I'm so, like, there's so many different things I love to do. And so I've never stayed at one thing. Like, I've changed careers multiple times, 4, 5, 6 times. And I feel like that is such a part of my flow. And it's a part of me, like, finding myself. But also, I had to, like, I don't know if I had to, but I feel like I had to go through this process of learning how to use these different healing modalities with other people, like as having clients, um, so that I could then really embody the work and then teach people how, like right now I really feel like I'm stepping into this like self-healing, like helping people really, like we need healers. I'm not saying we don't, but there's parts of it where we really have to allow ourselves to heal. And what is that
Yes,
self-healing part of it that you're going
yes,
to miss if you're just going for Reiki once a month forever? Like, you're going to miss parts of that deep, deep work if it's not
yes,
open, if you're
yes,
not open. And
yes,
so I just feel like I'm in this place of, I just don't, I don't ever feel like I wanted to do business as usual, but I feel like I'm in this place of like, I'm just going to go. And if you want to come with me, please come. But I'm not here to tell you what to do. I've never been that way, but I feel like I'm almost like a grandma now where I'm just like, I'm just living my life. If you want to hang out, hang out.
hmm This is where I
So
am.
that's really, yeah,
You
that's
want
what
to come
I'm
have some coffee
feeling.
with me? You want to come have some tea with me? Come
Yes.
on. We'll have conversation. We'll have a good
Mm-hmm.
time. We'll laugh. We're gonna joke.
Yeah.
But this is who I am. This is where I am.
Yeah.
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 And
Mm-hmm.
doesn't that feel good?
It's so good. Like I just feel like I don't need to show up and I can sound awkward or I can not really know what I'm talking about, or I know what I'm talking about but feel like I can't get the words out of my mouth, and I can just do that now. Whereas before I felt like I'd have to, okay, I want to make sure I don't look awkward or people don't like I can show up as the expert, but like I can
Mhm.
show up as the expert and just like talk in my awkward like nonsensical way. I mean, that's just the thing I've been embodying lately is just like, you know what? I just show up and I know that of course I do prep before I show up for things. Um, whether that's energetic prep or sitting down and journaling or setting some intentions, lighting a candle, doing some aromatherapy, whatever it is, doing a
Mhm.
workout or an embodiment practice. But I'm not preparing like in the past. I would have all of these notes and like I would come into a healing session or into a an interview like this or into class I was teaching or meditation and have all of this prepared, but that doesn't work for me. It never has. I do better when I show up and let it flow out of me. So that's what I've really been practicing. And it's been amazing.
Yes.
Like I just no longer have that attachment to caring
Yes.
what other people think. And
Yes.
so if they think a certain thing, then I'm just okay with releasing them to what is better for them. And that doesn't have to be me. I don't know where all that came
Love
from,
it.
but
I love it. That's the
so
freedom. That's the
yeah,
freedom because you know what?
yeah,
We're not we're not for everybody. You know,
right.
and I'm recognizing that, you know, I'm not for everybody. And it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all right with that. That is fine with me. Because the thing
Yeah,
is, you know, you might not like my colored hair, you know.
yeah,
It's like, you know, it might be something about me that, you know, you don't like or whatever. And that's okay because I'm not for everybody. You know,
yeah,
and if I'm not for
yeah,
you, then go on. Find whoever is for you.
yeah. And so that to me is like cleaning out the closet too, like cleaning out
Yes.
that clutter of trying so hard.
Yes. Because didn't
And
we used to like be
yeah,
chasing people?
and I didn't know I was trying so hard. I would have told you over and over again that I was not trying so hard. And now I look back and I'm like, dang, April, you were really trying hard. Like, it was really, you were trying hard.
You were
Yeah.
doing the most.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God, I tell you. And
Yeah.
that is so much growth, you know, and it feels
Oh,
so good.
totally. Mhm.
Oh my God, you know,
Mhm.
I'm just full. This has been so
Yeah.
amazing. And
Thank you.
I almost don't want to stop, but I know we got to.
Yes. Well,
Oh, but
thank you
anyway,
so
thank you
much. I
so much
love
for
this conversation.
it's been amazing. So share with
Yeah.
the people where they can connect with you.
Yeah. So you can find me at aprilmonique.com and all of the socials at I am April Monique. And I have a group membership program that is running right now called Rooted Flow. And we are really rooting into our flow. And I'm just showing up and helping people embody their truth, their alignment through showing up as myself for them. And so it's we've been doing it for about a month and a half now, and it's been really powerful. So I'm just about to start a new launch cycle with that, but it's open and ready to
That is
invite
so
new people in.
powerful.
Yes,
That's so
thank you.
powerful. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
And you guys, April is amazing. I have to say that she's awesome. You are ready to embody and step into, you know, all of who you are and how, all of who you were meant to be.
Mm,
You might want to check her out.
thank
Oh, but anyway, so thank you so much for joining us today on Straight Out of Savannah. This has been so amazing. This conversation, I couldn't have scripted it. And you know that everything is authentic on Straight Out of Savannah, so that's where we are. So again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's been a joy and a pleasure. April Monique is amazing. She is one of my very, very, very good friends, and I love her so much. And so I'm
Thank you
so
so much,
glad
Gigi.
that she's joined. So again, thank you for joining. Bye.